Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video. Apologise, this one's a little late. I was a bit busy after the update came out. I managed to get it done a few hours ago, but because of the added little tappable thing, it actually took me a lot longer to complete this event, even with donuts, because you actually have to tap the tappable things. You can't, the tappable escaped convicts, you can't just skip that, which I'll admit is a bit annoying for me personally. I'm not gonna hold it against the update. It's just annoying for me personally, if you get what I mean, because I can't just skip everything. Now, this update is, of course, a brand new update. We talked about it recently where we, did the spoilers for the event, and it's called the Breakout Bounty Update. So this is a mini update, but with a twist, which I actually really enjoy that they have done this. Because obviously recently I did a video talking about the top 10 abandoned things in Tapped Out, and one of them was tappable characters. And I basically said it'd be cool if we, somehow implemented a tappable characters in the game somehow. And I said that, and they've done it. I didn't think about doing it this way, where it you have to actually do it as a part of the prize track, but I was actually really glad they did that. So we're going to get into all of this. We're going to talk about this update. Going to talk about the individual things. So we'll start off, obviously, after this. We'll do the prize track. We'll talk about the prize track. And then we'll talk about the characters. Actually, after we talk about the prize track, I want to talk about the event, the little tappable thing, that whole deal. I'll go into a bit more detail with that. And then we'll talk about the characters, then we'll do a building/decoration showcase, and then I'll give you my overall feels of the update. So first of all, let's go talk about that prize track. So here is the prize track. It's pretty much just like every mini update, with the fact that now you have to tap 15 tappable things for each prize thing, for each part of the prize track. Now, I actually like the fact that they don't increase the number. 15, I think, is enough. If they did any more, I would actually complain about it, but I actually think 15 is fairly reasonable, especially if you're doing it throughout, you're going back and setting your characters. I think tapping 15 dudes is entirely reasonable. I was able to do it in about 2 hours, well, not even 2 hours, like an hour and a half, complete the whole thing. They do respawn. It's not like they have a limited amount of things, which is really cool. So the prize track for overall, as of that, is pretty good. I think everything is pretty obtainable from what I can tell. I mean, I blazed through the actual stuff. It was just the tappable stuff which kind of took me a while. But the rest of it, I just breezed through. It was easy. So I think everything here is very obtainable and very easy to get. But there is one bad thing about this, and that is the structure. We need to talk about it. I don't hate it entirely, but I'm still not happy with it. So right here, thanks to Simpsons for their website. I mean, I didn't ask them, but I took this from their website, so obviously big thanks to them. This, you can see here, is the prize track, and these are the prizes in the exact order. So the first prize is the People Catcher Truck. I think this one is a fine enough prize for the first act, and of course it adds into the store as well, which is cool. The second prize, though, is Judge J.T. Winchester. So we get our character as our second prize. Now, I will say this, I feel like the quest line justified it somewhat, but I'm still not happy with her being the final character. I think at the very least, she should have been the second to last character. However, we then get the Good Neighbors Bounty Hunters, which I think is a nice enough building. It's nothing amazing, don't get me wrong, but I don't hate it, it's alright. And then the Remote On-Site Correctional Center. Again, I think this one's fine. Nothing amazing, but it's a cool enough building. And then finally, we actually get a decoration I kind of love, and that's the police boat. It's weird that we haven't got a police boat yet, but I actually think this one looks really slick, really cool. It looks great in the water. So I'm happy with this. But as a final prize for something where you can buy multiple of them in the store, it's a bit of an odd choice. Now, granted, it didn't annoy me as much as some other events have in the past, where they've had awful quest lines. Awful prize tracks and structure. I think the quest line, like I said, somewhat justifies it, but I'm still not entirely thrilled about it. Let's just say that. It's the biggest sort of knock-on for this update. It's the biggest kind of bad thing, or the worst thing about this update is the structure. But like I said, doesn't annoy me entirely, doesn't make me completely rage. I think it's done fine. I feel like meh about the structure, really. Meh to bad. Meh to kind of bad. Anyway, let's talk about the actually, no. Let's talk about that tappable thing for a bit. Okay, so I know I've pretty much talked about it entirely, really. But essentially, as I've already said, there's a new thing where you have to tap on the thing. So like I said, it is only 15 you have to catch for each part of the prize track. So it's not too hard. I think it's a nice little bonus added thing. I actually really enjoy this. I think this update gets massive props just for this alone. And I have to like reevaluate to make sure. I think this might be my favorite mini update of the year just because of this. Like, I feel like this elevates it so much in terms of structure that, yeah, I might even say that it's probably my favorite update of the year. Plus, we do have some really cool characters and stuff in this one as well. Granted, it's nothing out of the park, but I wouldn't say it's anything bad. So this little guide, like I said, you have to tap the little thingies, the felons. I really hope you get the escaped felons at the end of the update. That would be a nice little bonus if we could get them as NPCs. I really hope they do that, even if they just throw them for free. Like, don't add them to the store, give them for free as like a nice little souvenir for everyone who played this update. That could be a really nice way of doing it. Yeah, the one thing is, like I said, it was extremely hard if you want to skip it. Part of me wishes that they should add like a skippable, like, you know, skip catching the criminals for donuts, but then I can understand why they wouldn't. I don't expect them to do that. Like I said, I wouldn't knock points for that. I'm okay with me having to spend a bit more time if we get cool little features like this. I really hope they do continue this in mini updates to come. I hope this isn't just a one-trip thing. I really do hope they repeat this. It just could be really awesome. So I am super happy, super thrilled with this so much. I really love the fact that they added this aspect, so massive props for them. Also, the criminals do show up on like every single tile. I checked. They appeared on my like desert tiles, the desert road, the dirt road tiles. They appeared in my heights. They appeared on my crusty land. Oh, if you can't find them for any reason, I couldn't find any for like a good 3 or 4 minutes. I went to my crusty land and there was like 8 of them in my crusty land. So there's a quick tip. It might not work for you, but hey, if it works, it works. There you go. But yeah, like I said, thrilled with this. So it's time to talk about those characters. So I really do think the worst character of the update is JT Winchester, Judge JT Winchester. I don't think she's like awful beyond awful. Like, I wouldn't go as far to say she was a terrible character. I'd say she's kind of bad. You know, if there was a scale of like amazing, kind of good, good, meh, kind of bad, bad, terrible. Like, I feel like she'd be like kind of bad. Wolf, on the other hand, I think Wolf is very awesome. I actually really love Wolf the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, he's got great animations, he's got a great little quest line, he's got voice. What's there not to love? I think he's actually a really cool character that they added. So yeah, massive thumbs up for that. Judge JT Winchester, her animations kind of suck ass. And then finally, we have the super premium character, Daisy McGunnan. A literal blink and you miss it. Like, I shit you not, she is in like 4 frames of the show, of the entire show. However, what they did with her was really awesome. She's got great animations and a really cool quest line. So I'm like so iffy on this because part of me thinks, well, she's really cool looking. She's got great animations and she's got a good quest line. And then the other part of me is thinking she's a blink and you miss it, like literally, and we should have got Lucky Jim instead, the guy who runs the bail bonds place. And then the other part of me is thinking she's super premium. Like, she comes with 132 donuts. I think she was $8.99 in total, which is like, it's a little pricey for a blink and you miss it. But then part of me loves it as well. So I feel like I'm just neutral on this right now. I'm just gonna stay in the neutral lane with her character. I don't want to say she's good, and I don't want to say she's bad. I really do think she is a meh character. Yes, she is super premium, which kind of makes me want to bring her down even more. But I honestly think she is the best super premium character we've got all year. Like, low-key, I generally think she's the best super premium character all year. She's better than, what's his name, Purple Nurple. She's better than Muscular Millhouse. She's better than, God, what were the other ones? Pixel Homer? Yeah, I would say she is better than Pixel Homer. Like, I generally just think she's an awesome-ass character. And much better than that chili pepper thingy, whatever it's called, the chili blaster place. Yeah, so that's my opinions on the characters, I should say. Let's move on to the building/decoration showcase. So, lined up here, I have the buildings and decorations, apart from one, which we'll get onto. So here we have everything. Very, very awesome. So the first thing on the left there is Barrel Bonds. This is the building that comes with Wolf. Now, I do think it's I wished it was just a few tiles bigger, but comparing it to other stores we have in the game, I don't know, because the scaling is so inconsistent in the game that it's like sometimes hard to tell. I think it is fine. It's scaled fine. However, the Good Neighbors Bounty Hunters, that one I feel like should be a tad wider. Like, I don't know, it doesn't look right to me. It looks a bit too scaled down. It's like a tiny nitpick, though. I think for the most part it's an okay building. The remote on-site correctional center, yeah, this one's nice too. I like the look of it. It's cool to have like a little trailer in the game. Fairly easy to decorate, so... Plus it's an extra building. It's like 2 buildings. It's so rare that we get like 2 or 3 buildings now. So I'm happy enough with that. And then, there again, in that Tavern Trouble, I think we got... Didn't we get 3 buildings? Or did we get 2? I don't even remember. And then finally there we have the People Catcher. That one's probably my least favourite thing in the prize track, but still not bad. It's still a cool little thing to start off the event with. And it has a cool animation with the crooks, kind of, or the convicts kind of like hanging out the back, or, well, sort of leaning out the back. So, yeah. I'm happy with all this stuff. None of it's bad, in my opinion. So let's move on to that final prize that we got in the prize track. The police bow. Oh, this one just looks really slick, really nice looking. It looks so cool. Part of me wants to, like, pan off the fact that this was the final prize. But there again, it is like a one-time thing that you can get unless you have 30 donuts to spare, and then you can buy a few more. I really kind of wish they added this to the store. Now that I think of it, it'd be better justified as a final prize if it was added to the store as cash and like added as a permanent item. I really wish they did that more often, because I remember like Christmas 2012, a lot of the content that we got in Christmas 2012 was just added to the store permanently, like the Funzos, Santa's Little Helper, Barney and his Bowl-O-Rama. All that stuff came out in that update, and they just added permanently to the store. And part of me wishes, like, now and again, in an event, we just get something that's added permanently. So yeah, part of me wishes that happened, but there you have it. It is a really, really slick looking boat though. I really love the look of this, so huge thumbs up for this for sure. I love it a lot. That is the update summed up, the end of Breakout Bounty. Yeah, so overall, what do I think? I think this update is up there for sure. I love the fact they've brought back an old feature. I think tappables was, yes, it gets tedious, but I actually think the way that they have implemented it in this update is actually really solid. If they continue doing this, where you have to tap like 15 for like mini updates and maybe like 10 for major updates, just because the major updates I don't think last longer. I feel like the weeks are shorter in those ones. Like if they did something like that to accommodate it, where you have to tap the little tappables, I would be so up for that. Like I feel like that could be a really cool thing. In terms of previous updates, do I think it's better than Tavern Trouble? I don't know if I would quite say it's better than Tavern Trouble. I don't know. Like I'm like, that's the one mini update where I'm like, I don't know, because I really enjoyed the Tavern update thing. It's definitely better than Foodie Fight, but then not much can really beat that for the years. I think it's much better than Springfield Choppers as well. Personally, I wasn't a massive fan of that one. It was okay, and I do think it's better than New Year, New You. Yeah. Yeah, I feel confident saying that. I feel like it's better than New Year, New You as well. Yeah. It's just Tavern Trouble that I'm like, is it better than Tavern Trouble? That one's a difficult one, just because we get some cool buildings in there, and Colette's a cool enough character, as well as Half Bannister, so yeah, that's like the one competitor, I think. But maybe I'll change my mind after thinking about this. But that feature is definitely something that elevates it. Overall, I don't really have much more to say. There's a few nitpicks. I think the structure is kind of bad. I think maybe that actually might elevate Tavern Trouble for me. Yeah, I think the structure is kind of bad in this one, and I think that some of the buildings are a little scale. Like just that one building, the Good Neighbor Bounty Hunters building, whatever it's called, that one scaled a bit weird for me. And JT Winchester, Judge JT Winchester, she's not like an amazing character, so or a good even like a good character. I think she's a bad character, so kind of bad. So yeah, that's my opinions on the update. Overall, though, I'm pretty happy with it. So, yeah, glad to have added some tappable creatures back. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts on the update. That's all my opinions spilled out to you. So, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.